Let's see. We should be live. All right, I think we are live. It's complaining that it's not getting enough bandwidth, but I think it is. Let me know if you can't see me. It doesn't sound right. All right, now, so people, there's the delay, okay? Think about when you first saw me come on to right now. That's the delay, because I'm just seeing what's up, Steve and Ben saying we're live. Was that a good 20, 25 seconds? All right. People say it's coming through loud and clear. Picture looks okay. How about now? All right, Platinum says it sounds good. Dennis says hi. Hi, Dennis. What's up, Tactical? It's all my regular bros. What's up, Steve Franklin? George? Metal? Mr. BHB Jr., of course. Michael? Strat Hippie, Bossa Man. Pete Brown, what's up? Pete says, can hear you and see you fine. Good, that's good. What's up, Jack? Straw Pete? Tactical 6 String. Don? Mike? Electra Omega. What's up, Gary? Steve, are you still using bias effects? I use bias effects once in a while, but right now I'm using THU. That's a T, then an H, and then a U. THU. TH me? No. THU. TH we. What's up? What's up, Malta? Malta says hi. Hi, Malta. What's up, Joe? And I see Walter. It's going a little quick. Do I get a haircut? I haven't got a haircut yet. I just slicked it back with a little bit of water and a little bit of gel. Try and get it out of my face. I got quite the poof hair. But I did just get a nice wall clipper. Had to pay like $20 over normal, but that's whatever. It's like they're normally like $40 and I had to pay $60. But I got a brand new wall cutter. And I watched a few YouTube videos. I think I got it down. What's up, Headstock Harem? No problem. Mike says thanks for entertaining us during quarantine. You know, I'm stuck at home too. In fact, the governor just canceled school for the rest of the year. Not the rest of the year, the rest of the school year. So, you know, it's probably going to come back in September. We're thinking. You know, we'll see. What's up, Zach? What's up, Calvin? And Joe? And Jim? Got a few people. Chris? What's up? And Brian, of course. A regular. And Lord Bacon. And Joseph. Haven't seen you since last NAMM. You know, I don't... Well, Summer NAMM, as you know, has been canceled. I don't know if I'm going to go to Winter NAMM. You know, I might wait. We'll see. Right now, I'm thinking no. Have the mafioso look. I can't even see myself. I got to bring up a cam. Where's my cam? Damn it, where's my cam? Oh, there it is. Yeah, we're calling it the Tony King. Ah! What's up, Argentina? Alejandro? Robert Baker wears a dress. Yeah, but you got to admit, looks pretty good on him. You know, not going to lie. I'd hit it. I haven't played guitar in like 4 days. Warm up a little bit. So let me just quickly... Oh, thanks, Mike Buckingham. Much appreciated, man. Peter Dunbar. And Strat Tom. 1 a.m. in Germany. I know you're up late, and I appreciate that. I'm reaching for a coffee, but I don't have a coffee. I'm gonna have to make a coffee at some point. I just had one, and I didn't feel like making another one so soon. So I think I can't do 2 giant coffees in a row. I just finished one. I'll give it a little while. Yeah, the Volsic. Okay, Quilt Cam. There we go. Feast your eyes. All right, so I like to cover the title. We're already a few minutes in here. People who will click on this video later will be like, when is this fat douchebag gonna finally get to what's in the goddamn title? All right, so let's do this. Let me go back here. Am I allowed to? Acceptable. I just want to, so last week, or and maybe even the week before, I could have even been as many as a couple of weeks in a row now, when I would switch to this guitar, it sounded muffled. And in fact, if you look, oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks, Eddie. Coffee Cam Funds, I appreciate that. I'm looking at the video, like the prior video, and I'm like reaching for the tone knob. You can see me reach over the Epiphone, the tone knob, and on a couple of the guitars, the tone knob, and I'm trying to turn it up. So listen to the tone we're getting right now. Listen to it now. Hear how the highs sounds kind of muddy. It's the same gain versus oh, thanks, Daniel, man. You know, I was literally shopping for one today. I swear to God. I was on there today going, well, that one looks kind of nice. You know, because, you know, I got a big government cheese check recently. And, you know, I still got a little bit of tax money left over from the tax refund. So, because I've been holding on to money. So it could happen. Maybe. We'll see. I want it to be a good one. It's like the last thing I want to do is I want to grab one that's, you know, that's out there, and just for the sake of getting one, right? It's got to be right. So anyway, there it is. Version A. There it is, version B. And I can turn the gain up a little bit. Doesn't. I'll turn the gain up. It doesn't bring the high end back. Right, that's one way. I gotta adjust this gain, hold on. You know what the difference is? Do we have any takers on what I just did right there? And I get flack for this in one of my videos. People in some of my videos will say, oh, all you had to do is hit that button. You would have been fine, bro. But if I did hit it, this would be the difference. This versus this. Versus, make sure I'm hitting the right one here. That's with it on. It's like you just put a wet blanket over your speaker. You know, versus. Oh, Michael's got it. Michael's figuring it out. Look at the brain on Michael. No, someone said move from 9 to 10 to 11. No. That's a good guess. This does go to 11. The point is, no. It's not that. Not an attenuation switch. Not a preamp. There it is in the correct position. There it is in the bad position. There. It's not a compressor. It is the instrument line switch on the front of the unit. There's a switch called instrument or line/mic, right? Line mic. So when you plug an instrument in, you're supposed to put the instrument switch on. And when the instrument switch is off, there's an impedance mismatch, like Michael said, right? There's an impedance mismatch. And because of that, there's a huge high-end roll-off. People are like, why don't you just set it to line? Then you won't have to worry about the gain. It's not a gain issue. It's an impedance issue. Now the impedance matches up. It's crazy, but that is the way it works. You know, you wouldn't think that would make such a huge difference in the tone, but it really does. What happened is I had recorded a Spark video and I plugged the microphones into the front and they were mics. So I turned both of the front inputs from instrument back to mic line, right? It's mic/line or instrument. So those are the only two positions. And I had forgotten about it. And so I'm plugging the guitar in, and I'm keep turning the tone up because I'm listening to it on my other amp on the other side of the room. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this guitar? What? Why does this guitar sound like shit? I can't think. Durka. And fixed. So I get that all the time on that video I did about, using your PC as an amplifier. They're like, all you had to do was switch it to line and you would have had the gain correct. Yeah, but the impedance wouldn't be correct. Now, lucky for this has a wider gain sweep than that one does. So I can set it to mic line or instrument and I don't have to worry about it overloading. This is the version 3. It's a much newer preamp, and they're much nicer preamps than like the first gen, which is a pretty old. They've already gone through second gen, right? We're up to third gen. So that first video I did was first gen, and the preamps had a much narrower focus, right? They weren't as wide, weren't as accepting of as wide a signal range. These are. So, but I had plugged a mic into it and was like, dur, 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 dur. And then, yeah. It's like, what? Why is it? Why is this guitar out of tune? It won't fix your tuning. Big Fly, that's okay. You're cool, bro. You're here in time. I was just going to reach for coffee. I am locked in. That switch is like a preset preamp. Yeah, exactly. In fact, I think that's why I used to run the preamp when I used to run into this many years ago. People would be like, well, why are you running through that preamp? Because it was a converter. I could plug the high Z into it, and it had a low Z out the other end. I could run into this, and I said, it just sounds better for some reason. I didn't even get the whole impedance mismatch, which is why you need a DI box, right? A direct injection box. It's really for impedance matching. I'm hearing it out somewhere. Damn it. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, it's slight, but it's very slight. Same there. Yeah, this is pretty close. We're gonna have one big clunker in here. Where is it? Oh, so far so good. They're all just a tiny bit flat. That's a big one. There it is. It's B. It's always B, isn't it? That's the one that messes with your head. There we go. Hello. A little bit. Let's get this. And then right there. Welcome to the tuning channel. All tuning all the time. That's pretty good. That volatility is so nice. I knew you meant Vola. Damn autocorrect. It happens. John Banks says, I bought a Spark amp based on your review. It's a really fun amp and quite educational, to be honest. I think, a big part of its selling is not just the sound and the versatility and, all the iPad stuff. It's the jamming, the whole jam stuff. And it just instantly pulls in killer YouTube backing tracks. I don't know how they get away with that. It's sort of a weird thing, but it seems like they're playing back YouTube. You wonder if they just buy a license, right? A music license. The Boss NS2 pedal has a high impedance, so I put that before my interface. Yeah, see, that's what I was doing. I was finding some little pedal to run in front of it. It would change the impedance, and then boom, it would work. It would sound great. And you would notice when the pedals were true bypass, right? You know, I guess a buffer would work, would it? I really think of a DI box. Mark says, I also bought the Spark, great sounding little amp. So you have yours already? There's a lot of people on the video I put up saying they, you know, I bought mine back in 2014 and it still isn't here. So I guess they had a big lag time getting it out, but it seems, I see a lot of people saying they got there. So I think they were just overwhelmed with demand. I think that it sold way beyond their expectations. Is that Ballroom Blitz? It's a Ballroom Blitz. Yeah. God, that song. The Lightning. Who was that? That was Sweet, right? And their other big song was Love Is Like Oxygen. Huge. Love Is Like Oxygen was probably the much, much bigger hit for them. Thanks, Mark. No, you rock. Jade asks, do you own any hollow body guitars? Well, certainly acoustics. And I don't know if you can see it. Oh God, it's reversed for me. But right there is the big tone, which is a Harley Benton. You know, that's a hollow body, not a semi-hollow. You know, full-on hollow body like archtop style. It's basically a Gretsch White Falcon clone. What else? I guess just acoustic electrics like an Ovation. And of course you can see a tiny bit of it here, the master build. You know. I don't want to pull it off the wall. I'm gonna pull it off the wall here. There we go. Just like that. There we go. Oh yeah, Fox on the Run. Fox on the Run. That was the other one. JP says that Epi looks so damn good. The Ebony makes it. I agree. I think the Ebony, right? Yeah. Yes. I agree. The Ebony does. It really does. It's the tuxedo, right? The black and white. Any thoughts on a Marshall DSL for clean with pedals? I don't have a ton of experience with the Marshall DSL 40. More with like the DSL 20 because they had that at one of the GitCons. But unfortunately, it was a prototype at that time, and we couldn't even like talk about it. It sounded great though. They're very popular and well-loved amp, the DSL 40. I don't think you can go wrong. And there is a whole push towards going clean and using pedals. That is absolutely a thing right now. Scott Henderson talked about it like 5 years ago. And damn it, he was right. Guitar Hangout says, I have the 6i6 and the Focusrite controller software has the instrument and line switch. Yeah, that's a little annoying. I have the 6i18 or the 18i6. The 18i6. And I have to do the same thing with that one. This one is the physical button. And quite frankly, I kind of like that. It's a lot easier than having to pop open a piece of software every time I want to change the impedance on on something. But I guess they have to cut corners somewhere. Ironically, some of the cheaper ones still had the switch. But, yeah, they may be all gone. I have to check now. They may be all software controlled at this point, unless you buy the top one, which is the 18i20. Because I have the 18i6 and software controlled, and that's the model down from this. I use that in the attic. What are you using for a lapel mic? Sounds all natural. Look at you with your French. It is an Audio Technica lav mic, and I believe I got it off of Amazon for like $30. And I bought a high-end Shure microphone, and I hated it. I thought it sounded like garbage. And when I played it back, this mic is just so focused, it really does have a pretty decent tone to it. And every time I go to these other mics, I just don't like the sound. I wind up running back to this one. I've been using this mic for like 8 years. Not this exact one. I've blown through a few. But it takes a battery, and you have to remember to turn it off, because I'll keep some blister packs around, because you're going to turn that mic on, and it's not going to be, you're going to, shit, I left the mic on. Can't tell you how many times I've done that. But I like it. It's the Audio Technica. It works. It works for me. Jade and Peter say, I love blues. I was wondering your top 5 blues players? Well, the first one that comes to mind, like just right away out of the gate, is Robin Ford. God, do I love Robin Ford's playing. Just like right out of the gate. And then, of course, like Stevie Ray Vaughan, there's 2. Joe Bonamassa. I know a lot of people don't like him. I love him. I think he's an amazing player. And I think he's a good ambassador for just guitars in general. And then after that, I'm a big fan, and I've recently become just much more appreciative of his style, of Matt Scofield. I didn't know much about him, and I met him at a show in Germany, one of the YouTube events at Tolman. And I was like, wow, this guy's really good. But I didn't really know until I saw him last year at the Dallas Guitar Show, and I caught his set. And I was like, oh my God. This guy is like really, really good. Just like so friggin' good. So I'm a big fan of him. And then I would say after that, there's so many people that could fill that 5th slot. Part of me is, like Philip Sayce, who's out there right now. Of course you could look to, set any of the greats like B.B. King, but I think I like, is pioneering as B.B. was, I was more into, I think a little bit more aggressive style of playing, like Gary Moore. He might be my number 5. Someone who's a little bit more rockish than, say, BB was. So it's hard. It's hard to choose. I'm gonna have to do like my top 100 blues players. Man, I need to stay off of reverb. All right, Ben, confession time. What'd you buy, bro? What'd you buy? Philip Sayce is fantastic. I agree. Again, there's a guy who was at the Dallas show last year, one of my favorite shows to go to. Then now they've postponed it to July 31st, August 1, August 2. I don't think I'm gonna go. I might skip it this year. I'm just too paranoid. Yeah, Billy Gibbons. Although again, Billy Gibbons I associate, I think, probably a little bit more with rock than with blues, even though he is an amazing blues player. You know, just like David Bowie. I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan played for David Bowie. That's how Stevie Ray Vaughan got famous. Was playing for David Bowie. He was David Bowie's guitar player before he broke out on his own. But you know, you wouldn't call him a rock player, really. You know, he's a blues guy. It says in Indiana they have a blues festival that lasts 3 days. I went to a blues festival out at Great Woods. I don't know who owns it now. The friggin' Kotex Center or whoever it is, Tampax Center. But yeah, it was an all-day thing. I remember Buddy Guy played. B.B. King might have been on that set. I'm trying to remember if B.B. King was played that day, but I don't think so. I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was, Buddy Guy was very early in the day, so if Buddy was early, who was the headliner, right? So they always bookend it, right? You always have someone who's going to be like the opener they want people to get asses in seats, right? So it was definitely Buddy Guy to start. And then I want to say, I forget now. It could have been B.B. King. Holy shit, I'm trying to remember now. No, it's not the Tampax Center. That's just my way of railing against just all those naming rights. I'm just sick of it. Where's the Trojan Center? Morning, Steve from the UK. Morning to you. I know it's a little late for you there. Yeah, it's the Massengill Center. The Massengill Center. Going down here at Massengill Arena. Hey, Steve, nice use of that rack to store your guitars. You know, I bought another one. I was so happy, and I had so many extra things I could put on it. I bought a second one. They're $90. Bought them off of Amazon. I got to do a studio tour. I feel so bad for DistroKid. So nice to me. They want to sponsor a video. I was like, sure. And they're like, when are you going to do it? And I'm like, oh. And it's just been taking forever because I want to do a studio tour, right? Well, what goes with like DistroKid, which is basically like a distribution place to get your music out. And Tone King was like, write a song. I wish I just did that, right? I wrote a song about it. And just that's what he wound up doing. It would have been faster than this because, God, I've been trying to get everything ready for a big studio tour, and it's just been like forever. So that was part of it. And I'll keep doing that, you know. I saw Dr. King, Buddy Guy, B.B. King on a festival tour in the mid-'90s. Dude, that could have been it. It was a one-day festival. Buddy Guy was the opener. Right? Because, again, to put asses in seats. They wanted a big name to open. And then it was like a whole bunch of people you didn't know going up for 15 to 20 minutes. You know, Buddy Guy probably did a 35 or 40-minute set. And then it was all 20-minute sets. And then 4 o'clock would come. Another big name would come out. Be a big name. Do a big set. 40, 45-minute set. couple more sprinkled in, then another big set, and then like your two main people at night. You probably have the biggest guy slot was probably 7, quite frankly, because by the time you got to the 9 p.m. slot, people were wearing out. My wife went to go see an all-day festival, and the headliner were the Bee Gees, and a lot of people filed out, before the Bee Gees went on, and she said they were so freaking awesome. They sounded so amazing, and they had that place just going crazy, and I'm sure, Did you get the tickets to the concert at the Tampax Center? Well, we had to pull some strings. Dude, Sean Pearson, I need to do a Distro Kid. They asked last year. Same here. They asked me in like October, and we're in goddamn April. And when I tell you, I feel so terrible because they have been nothing but super, super nice to me, and their service is amazing. And I just feel like a schlub not to have that video done for them. But, they have the patience of a saint. Let me just say that. And so far, he's been way cool. He's been, don't worry about it. I was like, dude, definitely right before NAMM. Then NAMM came and went right after NAMM. It's like one thing after another. And it's just like, oh, my God. Shocked me. I got to be careful. I told you I played a couple of things of Ride On, and they some Italian company dipped their beak right in on that. I'm gonna play it a little out, Do you know both of the Green Day chords? I only know one of them, but it's on my to-do list. That dude actually can sing, and they've written some decent songs, Steve is a terrible person. Oh, sure, exactly. My hat's off to the Distro Kid. I know. They really the patience of a saint. Oh yeah, Chris Buck. I really like Chris Buck's playing too. I was laid over in Amsterdam with him. He was at that event last year. And we were all flying. It was me, Glenn Fricker, Nathan, Max, and Nathan. Nathan, right? And and Chris Buck was there. And, we basically chowed. And we were down in the drinking in the bar, and Chris Buck walked out. We were like, "What's up, buddy?" He's like, "Hey." We wound up hanging out for a few hours. That sounds so much better with that off, right? Yeah, they'll play Right On again. They still have I know, right? Well, they didn't. I don't know if they can take that money. That's a weird thing. I don't know. I don't know how much they can take of contributions. I think it's only advertising. They may not be able to take contributions. I'm not positive, though. See you, little roadie guitar. Thanks for hanging out. What's it like trapped in an airport with Glenn Fricker? Yeah, no, he's a big old cuddly teddy bear. Yeah, it was, yeah, God, me, I guess, and Nathan and Max, you know Max, Guitar Max, Max Carlisle from Guitar Max, and we went to dinner and hung out, and then Glenn was in a different hotel, because he cut a different deal than we had, and they paid him to stay, and they weren't paying us. We were on the next flight out, which was a great flight. It was a pretty empty flight. Couldn't have asked for a better flight back. It really worked out. I forgot about the band loudness before you played it. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much the only song I remember from them now, right? Gotta turn the pickups on. Steve, have you tried bias amp? Yeah, I have bias effects, which is pretty much the same thing. It's but with effects. But yeah. Best high-end gear store in Massachusetts? I think Matt's. They probably have the biggest selection for high-end. For acoustics, I'd go Music Emporium. You ever play a Hermida Zen Drive? I don't think I have. If budget wasn't an issue, what would be your dream guitar to own? Probably like a 62 Strat or like a 64 Strat, somewhere around there. I'd probably go vintage, and I'd probably go Strat. Guitar Max has a nice channel, good setup. I agree. What's up, Blackjack? Guitar Nut. Gotta decipher that. Yeah, empty flights are the best. I had the whole row to myself until some toddler woke up and wound up babysitting them for like half that friggin' flight. Yeah, Crazy Nights is the other one. Tusk of Jaguar? I don't know that. I'm assuming that's a music release. What does the binding look like on the Vola? It's wood. Yeah, it is. Hold on. It's probably easy to see it like that, but I don't know if you're gonna. Can you see the flame? I'm trying to angle it so you're not getting a reflection. You're just sort of seeing the wood. I don't know how much you can make out there, because the light will blow it out. Like when I put this guitar is darker in person a little bit than what you're seeing. Yeah, there you go. That's probably a pretty good. It looks in the camera like you can see it. You can see the binding there, and then you can see the side of the top. You can really see the thickness right there, right? The thickness of the top. And then they carve it out at the edge, right? And it's got the carved top, and then of course you got your 3-piece maple back with the mahogany wings. I just like the sound of this guitar a lot more once I set my friggin' unit correctly. Thing is it did sound good. And I just couldn't figure it out. I'm going, what the hell is wrong with this guitar? Why is this guitar so muffled? And what's funny, because when I plugged it in, someone was like, dude, that guitar sounds muffled. And I couldn't agree more. And I think the pickups, maybe with the with stronger pickups or weaker pickups, I'm not really sure which way it goes, but one of the directions, it sounded a little better. These were particularly dank, you know. Calvin says the flame binding looks very nice. Nice contrast to the blue. Don says nice. Susie says pretty. Yeah, it is. It's a nice touch. I mean, it does nothing for the tone. It's all about just a certain look. Makes you feel like you bought an expensive instrument, you know, when you look at a headstock like that. You know, I almost think like I have to put it like a little bit of an angle, or else it's just reflecting too much of the light back. You know, it's like there. You know what I'm saying? It's like too much, and that's probably out of focus. I can't get it right. Oh, right there. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's popping and locking right there. Mark, Steve, that Vola ain't going back, is it? It probably does have to go back, but I have to say, I really am liking this one. The funny thing is I was like, oh, these pickups are kind of muddy. I like the pickups on my other one better, but derp. Going by a little fast here. I'm trying to catch up. Some people are talking to each other, and so sometimes you're reading it, you're like, wait, it's not for me, it's for someone else. They're talking to each other. Isn't it an expensive instrument? I think this is their most expensive in the made in Japan ones. I think like this other one, no, you can't see it. Ugh. Like this one, that one there. Those are like in the 16s, you know, let's call it like 1650 or something like that, you know. Just a split. I don't know exactly where in the 16s. 1650. I'm close either direction, either low or high. Right? I think this is like double that. Right? I think they get. And these are like a limited edition. It has the special flame pickups and every I don't think they do any of these appointments on any of the other ones in the lineup other than the USA Custom. That was the whole thing, right? This is like the Blaze Custom MIJ. So it's like, it's still a made in Japan, but it's like it's the most expensive. You know, this is like the custom shop one. It is a gorgeous guitar, and it sounds amazing. Neck profile on the Vola. It's actually not as, I think, as thick as it's. I think it's even a little bit thinner than that one, the one I just had here. It's like a medium C. You know, I think it's in between what Fender would call a medium C. Fender's medium C is much thicker than this. You know, Fender might call this like a small C or close to it. Right, or a modern C, something like that, right? Not a small, but like a modern C. I had to come up with some language to signify it's not quite as small as the small C, but it's not as big as the medium C. Steve, Heaven and Hell is 40 years old today. All right, so... trying to think, so it sounds like Snowblind and Heaven and Hell are very similar. Trying to think of all the I'd have to take a look at a song list. What we got? Let me see here. Heaven and Hell. Heaven and Hell, studio album by the Black Sabbath. That album. Let me see. They're going to show me, all right, Die Young, Heaven and Hell, Walk Away, Lady Evil, God, I can't think of the riff. And I can't think of Wishing Well either. Or Die Young, Die Young. I can hear the melody, but I can't hear the guitar riff. Anyway, let me go back here. That's right, you're over here. That's right, I'm doing a live show. That wasn't Holy Diver. That was that was that. I'll let you answer. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Here's a hint. It was the Sabbath years, and it was Ozzy. Yes. Dave's Guitar Channel. Paul Leach. They've got it. Thank you. What you get and what you see. Things don't go so easily. Some Aerosmith? Yeah, there it is. Stand Up and Shout is it? Yeah. Right. Something like that. I think Kareem saw my post earlier today for Straturday. I don't even know where the green one is. It's around here somewhere. But, you know, that one didn't come. It came with a case, but it was an old stock Fender case that really went with my Fender The Strat. And so I probably have it in a generic case, and it might even be in a gig bag right now. Oh, thanks, Jade. Yeah, they're all double stop. George Thorogood, I never really, you know. I don't think I really knew. You know. I mean, like, you know, that's a whole George Thorogood song, you know. She said, you got the rent? I said, I ain't got the rent. She said, when you going to have the rent? I said, I don't know when I'm going to have the rent. That's just all lovey-dovey. You know? Oh man, I might need a coffee soon. What plugin are you using? I am using THU. Now let's ask the audience, what patch am I using? Please don't help each other. Don't shout, just shout out the answer if you know it. It's the one I use all the time. It's number 13. You ain't got the rent. So out the door I went. I want a bourbon. You are seriously getting me through quarantine here in Australia. Thank you. Yeah. So let's see. It's 7:58 p.m. here. That's like what? 12:30 p.m. next Thursday. Oh, look at all my... See, those are the people that pay attention. Okay, gold stars to David, Michael, and Dennis, and Daniel, and Mark, and Mr. BHB Jr., and Frank C. You know, they're paying attention. Help if I was in the right key. A Marshall, no doubt. But just hear how that responds to my guitar. Right, I'm not changing patches. That's just me turning the volume down on my guitar. Yeah, the Vola sings so much better now that I have it plugged in. You know, when you have the settings right, it really does make all the difference. You know, just making sure I'm not going to whack and Z head and Z. You know, we could quilt cam it and switch over to the quilt cam. Do. Yeah, not gonna lie, I like this one. Not gonna lie. I am a fan. You can put me down as a fan. It's gonna come in focus at some point. It's gotta be just the right distance. Wah. Yeah. It's going to be hard to pack this one back up. Paul Leach, I still use TH3 as THU. Worth the upgrade if you use it, I'm guessing yes. You know, there wasn't a long time between TH3 and THU. And I think the only thing you really got with THU was that new, which I'm not using right now. Like, this patch works absolutely fine on TH3. You don't need THU to play this patch right now. But there are other ones that have like that. It's like their version of a Kemper, right? It's like their modeled little module, their modeling module. That's what I think the U is for, universal, right? We can model any amp. Just don't call it profiling or you get a cease and desist from Kemper. But yeah, it's pretty much profiling, amp profiling. And they have a little module. That's what they added from TH3 to THU, because it was all these years before TH3 came out. It's like, well, now it looks like we're in for another long haul, another 4 or 5 years before it gets updated, to TH4. And like a year later, or like 18 months later, THU came out, and we were like, what? That was fast, but I swear to God, they were developing that module. It just wasn't ready yet. And then they finally just said, we'll change the name so everyone knows that it's U, that it has that universal module in it that does the not profiling. You hear that? Kemper, not profiling. What's the retail price? I think, I don't know for sure, and don't hold me to this, but I want to say this carries an MSRP of like $39.99 and probably sells around like $3,000 or like $3,200, something like that. Again, it's, I think, the most expensive one in the MIJ lineup. Compared to like this, which is an amazing guitar. This is a really nice freaking guitar, but they're bringing this to market, at 16 and change. you know. And I want to say that the most stripped down look, because that has the glow in the dark, it's got the big ash top on it, and it's got a roasted maple neck. But I think if they don't do roasted, and I think if it's not an ash top, but it's just like a single type of wood for the body and it's just painted, I think they go down in the 13s. And again, they're MIJ. Which is, that's competitive for an MIJ guitar. Absolutely. And then, of course, they have the USA stuff, and that's the most expensive. The most guitars they sell are the MIJs, and most of them are between like 16 and like 22, you know. What are your thoughts on P90 pickups? I like them. They're a little different than a regular single coil for sure. A little meatier. But they're still bright and cutting. They're not quite like a humbucker. I still have that Harley Benton Gold Top. I play that, you know, occasionally. I'm always like, oh, yeah, damn. P90s. And it's also, it used to be right here, but I think I moved it around the corner. I think it's on a stand. The Dan Electro has a P90 in the neck, a P90 style, which I really dig. It's got a lipstick humbucker in the bridge and the P90 in the neck. And again, it's just a little different than the single coil for sure. Sounds good. They can keep you from branding a feature as profiling, but they can't call you from calling it that. Yeah, I don't know what's up on that. I just know that everyone seems to be afraid to use the word profiling. They all want to use like modeling, which seems to be more generic, right? I don't know. It feels like profiling is a generic term, a descriptive term at the very least, you know. But anyway. Yeah, what happens if it gets damaged or stolen while you have it? They beat me. I like that black glow in the dark. I like that guitar a lot too. I've been playing that. I to be honest, I've been playing that more than I've been playing this one. I love the neck on that. It is so friggin' smooth, and I like the single coils. I like a single double pickup setup anyway. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of that guitar. Of the two Volas, I'd say it's more like a 70-30 split playing that one versus this one. That's why I took this one out, because I haven't played it in a few days. I've had it up on the rack case for at least 3 or 4 days now. You break it, you bought it, yeah. I have the same gold top input P90s in an SG, yeah. A Harley Benton Agu Fish, yeah, those are nice, a single cut. You gotta go, Mark? Good night, Mark. Have a good night. Have you ever heard of Suzuki acoustic guitars? Yeah, that's like an old brand, Suzuki. Yeah, no, definitely made in Japan. I don't remember a lot about them, though, but it does ring a bell. The RG 750, 760, 770 are some of my favorite guitars ever. I particularly like the 760 in Heather Pearl, which is that's not that common. Right, it's kind of a pink, but it wasn't. It was like a faded pink. It was a nice color. Heather Pearl was a good one, especially if you got it with the gray pickups. It really looks sick. And then they made it in jewel blue and black. I had a black one. I want to say they made a white, and they made a gunmetal gray. Call it amp portrayal. Yeah. I think they feel like modeling is the word, because it says sort of, it conveys the idea that it's a little bit more complicated, and there's some thought process going on to it by the computer, and then it's a somewhat generic term. I don't have to worry about a cease and desist. Oh, you have one, Heather Pearl? Yeah, that's a great color. That, for the 760, that's one of the best colors. I think it's a bit of a rare color. I don't think they sold a lot of the Heather Pearl. I think the gunmetal was, that gunmetal gray was a popular one, and definitely the black. And I'm 99% sure they had a white, and they probably had a red somewhere in there. Either lipstick red or, one of those reds. See you, Tone Seeker. Thanks for hanging out. Have you ever owned an EVH guitar? I just have the EVH Standard, which is made in Indonesia. It's the least expensive series in the EVH lineup. So the Standard is the cheapest, and then the special, and then I just think like the USA Custom or the USA, right? Does sound good, huh? Oh, damn. I might have to go get is it time for a coffee there, hot shot? I thought modeling is where they take an amp's technical readings and they try to recreate it in an amp from scratch for profiling, listens to the amps and copies the frequency response directly. Yeah, and I think the difference from just a legal standpoint is everyone's freaked out that the word profiling is something that Kemper seems to have exclusivity over. And maybe they trademarked it. I don't know, but no one seems to want to fight on that. I know that I have heard in the industry that people are afraid to use the word profiling. Although, like you say, it's a bit of a misnomer to use modeling. I think they just use it because it's close enough. It sort of gets it, and I don't know. I'm trying to think what they don't call it profiling. They call it, I'm pretty sure they call it modeling. Too much open string noise. Yeah, you think coffee time? With a guitar switch? Caffeine Thug says evening. Well, let's ask Caffeine Thug. Should I go get a coffee? The Gibson with the blackouts. Everyone always asks for that, but I never, I don't. The blackouts are a little too hot, and I couldn't even tell you where that guitar is. That's in the back. I gave another one of the Gibbons away to my brother-in-law though. He wanted a guitar. I said I got just the one. He was like, "Oh my God, is that a Gibson?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, you son of a bitch." But he likes it. It's blingy. He likes the bling bling. All right, okay. I think it's coffee time there. Hot shot. I'll go grab a coffee. You think about what you want for a guitar, and I'll come back and play the other phone. what did you decide? I gave the vintage modified Strat to my brother. No audio? All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. RG760. I sold that one. Kramer. I got the white Kramer, but I feel like we just did that one. People saying Les Paul. The green telly. You know, I haven't played the green telly in a while. You know, I might be going green telly. Yeah, I know, wrong. Wrong knob. Look, my sub mains are up, okay? You're not on my sub mains, but if you were, oh God, the sub should be hearing right now. 50s Classic Strat is sold 2 years ago. The Premium Plus, I'm seeing people for the Premium Plus. The green, I'm telling you, the green telly, it's sort of yanking. I know the, that's sort of pulling me, but, there we go. Green telly, 50s Classic Strat is sold. Sold, I tells you. That's a 70s Classic Strat. And I had the 62 reissue. Telly with the Rosewood neck. Okay. All right, here we go. Hold on. I'm going telly. You know what? I like that suggestion. Hold on. All right. Holy, are you hearing this? Holy shit. I do like this guitar. You know, it's got the rosewood neck. You know, it's like I don't think I'm a Strat guy. It's certainly a Strat shape guy, right? Even if I'm not like a real like a Fender Strat with Charvel, even my Vola Blaze, it's all Strat shape, right? My Ibanez RGs, they're all Strat shape, right? A double cut versus a single cut. And but you got to have one. You got to have one telly. They do sound a certain way. Yeah, right, tune. I mean, I like this one. I couldn't remember the end. The end part, it was all by muscle memory. I was like, wait a second. It's not roasted maple. This is that's rosewood. That's your standard. That's your standard rosewood. It be rosewood ye be looking at. Boo. Is that an American? Yeah, these are the American. What do they call them now? The professional? The standard? I don't think they call them standard anymore. I think they call them professional. I don't know. Yeah, but it's the one without the locking tuners. You know. So it's not like the Elite. I think it's the Pro. This guitar is probably the radius someone was asking on this. I'm going to say 9.5. I don't know for sure. I'm going to guess because I think all their modern stuff is 9.5 now. No, Performer's the Mexican. That's I think it's professional. The Performer is MIM. Ben says the Professional, and so does Michael, American Professional. I think that's correct. I believe that is the correct answer. Same with Sailor Mike, yeah. Yeah, they call it the Pro. It used to be called the Standard, but, you know, marketing. Can you still get that model? You cannot. You can get it, but it'll be a little different. So this one, you know what? This is the American Standard. And I'll tell you why. The next year, this is the last of the American Standard, and it has individual saddles. You see that? It's got the modern saddles. The next year, they came out with the American Professional. It's the same exact thing in every way, except it uses brass barrel, right? And they're offset, right? One tilts a little back and one tilts a little forward, right? But it's their brass barrels that would be correct to the original the Telly. I kind of prefer these because I like the individual control versus having two of them, you know, strapped into a single bar. But, you know, they work. You know, that's been debated forever, and for the most part, they work fine. One thing it does have, and I don't know if the one that with the brass barrels has the same thing, and that is it has a sticky pot where when you get to the very, very end of the pot, there's a little magnetic notch, a little stick notch right there. And that bypasses the tone knob completely. And you have to back off out of that notch to engage the capacitor at all in that circuit, right? It's like a true... So, there it is at 9. It's almost... Because by the time you get that high, you're barely going through the capacitor anyway, right? There it is off. There it is on a little bit. All the way down. All the way up. No, Performer isn't American. It's MIM. Because I remember last year they unveiled them at Summer NAMM. Now that's a really strong sound. If you want, we can switch out. My other sound that I like to use is this Behave lead. See if you like that. We can always switch back, but Ben says I prefer 6 saddle. Yeah, I think I kind of do too. You know. Hey Steve, what'd you think about the riff I messaged you? I think I remember that. Yeah, that was it's been a crazy week. I got a huge, a lot of changes happening down here right now, and we just got 2 new cats. That was fast. It was a little too fast. So it's been a little crazy, but yeah, I do remember that. You sent me some links, right? I think I do remember that on Facebook, right? Was it through email? I could have sworn it was Facebook. Oh, good night, Gary. I know it's late. It's late for you there. It's only 8:30 p.m. here. keep them out of the basement. Well, one of them, the guy's like, one of them's like super friendly. We're like, what about the other one? He's like, huh? Like, we took them from their arrest cats. So, they came from a house of unspeakable horrors. The guy who was arrested, I think, was convicted for like a long time, more than the lifespan of those cats. And so they go to animal control shelter from the town. Like I told the kids, I go, the last thing that guy said as he was dragged off to jail was, if I ever break out of prison, I'm going to kill whoever took my cats. They're like, no, he didn't. He wasn't a murderer. I believe he was a molester. Anyway, he's off to prison, and the cats got confiscated by the police. And they've had them for a few months now. They've had them, because they hold on to them for a while. And take care of them, work them up. And then they get the okay by the court to put them up for adoption. And that's what they did. And we adopted them. So one of them's wicked, scary, skittish. And the other one is the most friendly cat I've ever met in my life. Like, we've named him Buddy because he just wants to be your buddy. Like, hey, he's like the most, So anyway, it's it's something new. I gotta say they're both pretty well behaved, but one of them wants nothing to do with us. I think it's gonna have to come out of its shell for a while. But I know friends who have cats that they have one cat that they never see, and that could be that cat. It's like, whatever. I know, right? The murderer is better than the molester, right? Like, Jesus Christ. I don't even want to know what those cats saw, okay? If those cats could talk, they would probably have testified against him. My mom had a cat named Taffy growing up. She says she was the best cat ever. The cat had a lot of Big Boy, who's more friendly than their Saint Bernard. See, our last two cats were very different. Buzzy was not a friendly cat. Only my wife could really touch him. And even then, she was scratched and bit a lot because he'd just, lose patience. He's very feral. They were both rescued feral cats. Buffy was much nicer. Buzzy would still be around if he didn't get hit by a car. That's what happened to him. But Buffy, she died of, I think what any doctor would say is a natural cause. That she just had like a thyroid get out of control, plus like liver disease, not liver, kidney problems, and it all just, went to shit pretty quickly. So we lost the cats, and my wife was, I need cats. We want cats. And oh my God, you can't get a cat to save your life right now because there's a huge run on cats and dogs because people are home and they're lonely. So we were looking around, and we were looking at some cats, and my wife almost went to go get this cat, and I said, no, that cat's trouble. And she found out the cat is on medication. I was like, please, that cat, I can tell you right now, that cat's trouble. And then we found this pair, which was even better because that they're socialized to each other. They're fine with each other. And they're beautiful cats, And like I said, Buddy is like the friendliest cat. We should have called him Catspur, the friendly cat, because, Jesus, he really is like the friendliest cat ever. and the other one is like, just hides, like sticks her face behind a curtain, her whole body's sticking out, and her head's behind the curtain, like you can't see me. So, very, very different. We'll see. Hello, Bosnia Herzegovina. God. I think it used to be something easy to say, right? Am I crazy that you changed your channel name? You're crazy, man. What? Back me up, guys. Steve, I'm back. I had to change the hard disk on my Mac. Jeez. It's a little bit of a job if it's your primary drive. I have a 16-year-old Siamese cat. I don't think we've ever had a cat 16. I think Buzzy died at age 12 and Buffy at age 13. And Kitty at age 15. We never got quite to 16. What's up? Hello, good evening, Germany. I know you're up late. Why are we talking about cats and not guitars? Because we just got two cats. But I'm playing cat-related riffs. Trying to think of any faster Pussycat riffs, or give me some cat songs. Catsmere? Can you use your white Les Paul? I just switched to this guitar. We only have 15 minutes left, so probably not this show. I did play it in a couple of live shows recently. I want to say as recently as last week I played it. Where this one I haven't played in a while. More guitar shredding. Speaking of shredding, I ever tell you about the time my cat shredded my couch? All right, look what the cat dragged in. That's another one. Cat Stevens tunes, right? Living on the beach. What's up, Aljon? Yeah, cats. Oh, Cats in the Cradle, right? Cats in the Cradle, right? Cats in the Cradle in the Silver Spoon. That's the only one I know. Ooh, baby, it's a wild world. Yeah, I'm staying pretty safe here. I pretty much haven't left the house. I did leave recently to go do something. I gotta say, it was a beautiful day. It felt good out driving to leave and drive around, and there's like no friggin' traffic. I was like, I could get used to this. Oh yeah, Stray Cat Strut. Now how does that go? See. It's like some weird combination. Any Mac Sabbath? I don't know any Mac Sabbath. Green meanie, yup. Just had to go to the dump, and it was nice to drive around. I wish I could go to the dump, but they'll only take leaves right now, and it's not leaves. I've got cardboard and some recycling. I have a sofa in the attic I need to get rid of like really soon. They're coming in a couple of weeks with the new sofa. We've been putting them off for like 2 months now, since before this whole thing started. So at first it was like we were waiting for it, and then they're like, "Oh, we want to deliver it early now." We're like, "Well, now we can't even get rid of the old sofa." Oh yeah, Eye of the Tiger, right? I'm trying to remember Eye of the Tiger. That's it. I'm pulling out my 84 Tilly. Do it! What's up, Tim Dog? Tim Doog? You using sometimes Seymour Duncan 805? No, not really. I do have an 805, but it's up on a shelf right now. This is all just right into... right into THU. This is Behave Lead. It's just one fret off. That's it. I'm pulling out my 52. Do it. Do it. Do it. It's still the night again. You know, that sounds actually pretty good on a telly. Certain like twang, right? You know what I'm saying? It could actually work. Steve, are you always in standard tuning? Well, either standard or E flat. I'm either in E or E flat. I very rarely go into anything outside of that. I went through a little phase, probably in the late 80s, early 90s, around 1990, 1991, where I was learning a lot of alternate tunings in the Stones, you know, doing Stones tunes. But not really. Bohemian Rhapsody, right? Exactly. I'm not sure the pickups in this because they changed pretty quickly. I want to say that in this, it might be the Twisted Telly, right, which I think is a custom shop. But then someone else said, no, it's this other set. It's not the Twisted Telly set. And I'm like, I don't even know. They said it's, no, it's the, it's just the standard, like whatever you would get in a standard, you know, professional telly or whatever, it's the telly standard, American Standard. So I don't really even know. I do like the sound of them though. And I know that they changed, right? So very quickly, like the next year, they changed the model up. So... Gotta be careful. No, there it is. Little arpeggio. Hold on. Take it off, Michael. Yeah, hit the lick button. I agree. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to call it a night, or God, hold on. I need a sip. Scratchy throat. Oh yeah, that's a little better. It's much better. Besides Bruce Springsteen, who plays a telly, John 5 is the first person who comes to mind. And who else is a big telly player? Brad Paisley. And trying to think of rock guys that played a telly. Of course, Jimmy Page famously played a telly on most of the early albums. Mr. BHB Jr., this is a 2016, and I don't know that, I think the 2018 is a little different. It doesn't have the compensated brass saddles. See, this is a different model. They changed it pretty quickly. Yeah, Richie Kotzen, there's another one. Keith Richards. Yeah, Keith Richards, Richie Kotzen. Jim Root. There you go. There's a few. Danny Gatton. See. Oh yeah, Mike Stern, but he had Yamaha make him a T-style guitar. It's a T-style. Next show I need to wear a mask. No, I only have one N95 mask, and I need it for when I go out. See you, Blackjack. Yeah, Greg Koch, another great telly player. Greg Koch. His crazy cry bends. All right, dudes. Well, I gotta let my family out of lockdown because they won't come down off the second floor until I wrap up. They're probably watching me right now to see when this ends. All right, dudes. So thanks so much for hanging out. Everyone stay safe. I'll probably be back in a week, and I should have some more videos out this week. I've been all screwed up because I started this massive studio project and it just won't end. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And so, I'm looking forward to finishing that up. And there you go. So I'll see you in a week. Probably have some videos out this week, I'm hoping. Should. Everyone stay safe. And, see if you can make it till next week. So will I. See if we can go another 7 days. I think we're good. I think we'll be okay as long as we practice good hygiene. All right, dudes. No, you rock. I will be back in a week, and until then, no, you rock. I will, I'll see you then. How's that for a finish? All right, dudes. Have a good one. We'll see you later.